Hey guys, welcome back to the MilsurpMan Channel, and we are in the beautiful backwoods of eastern Kentucky, and I have a Colt AR-15A3 that I recently picked up from Aimsurplus. And guys, I'm extremely excited for this video. You guys know how much I love my Colt ARs, and we've been kind of doing a police surplus series where we started off on a Glock 17 Gen 2 from Aimsurplus, an 870 Police Magnum, and now our final installment on this series is going to be the Colt Patrol Rifle, or AR-15A3. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hit our tabletop, check this rifle out, what kind of value you're getting, and we might throw some rounds down range. Alright guys, we got our Colt moved in on the table to take a closer look, but I have not only one Colt, but two Colt AR-15A3s. I bet you didn't expect that, did you? Yeah, I can't control myself. I ended up picking up two of these guys from Aimsurplus. I love Colt AR-15 rifles, as you guys know in the past, and I've been looking to buy some more, and Aim's had these for, I believe, $7.99 a piece, and well, I have no self-control, so I went ahead and bought two of these to kind of showcase you guys what you might get. Now, I've had a lot of comments and videos past about the police surplus firearms that these other guys have purchased from Ames that have been in really ratty condition, and this is a really good example of what you might get. One of these is in really phenomenal condition. I've actually cleaned up, and this one's kind of dinged up, perfectly sound internally. Both of these rifles are. But it's just all luck of the draw what you might get. Unfortunately, not all patrolmen take care of their firearms like some do, and not all cops are gun guys. So yeah, not everyone takes care of their guns like they should, but these are two functionally sound ARs, and I can't wait to take a closer look. So this is one of the first ones I received. Like I said, this is the one that's in better shape. You can see AR-15A3 tactical carbine and 223, which they marked those 223, but we can see it's chambered in 5.56 as the upper indicates. Now, you may be curious what an AR-15A3 is, and this is pretty much it's a successor to the Colt Match Target H-Bar. Now, if you're familiar with that, in the late 80s, early 90s, Colt had kind of a neutered band model with sometimes a pinned stock, or maybe it was just a fixed stock with a neutered H-Bar barrel. So in the mid to late 90s, Colt kind of revamped their line with the new black anodizing, since they just come out the M4 for the U.S. government. They've done the black anodizing, done the flat top receiver, and they give these Colts here the H-Bar 1-9 twist barrel and called it the AR-15A3 tactical carbine. So that's kind of where this particular model, I believe this is a Colt 6721, I believe is the exact model. I'll put it down in the description or on the video what the model is. I believe it's Colt 6721, so what the catalog number is. Kudos to the guys that carried these. These are heavy. These are beefy boys. They are heavy guns. Probably not a really good patrol rifle for say, probably more like, what would you say, probably used for counter sniper. These are supposed to be very accurate. They're, like I said, 16-inch H-Bar 1-9 twist barrels. They are non-chrome lined, so that's kind of a disappointing thing with these rifles. They are chrome chambered, but they're not chrome lined. Some say the non-chrome lining, it helps in accuracy. Now, I have not tried these, not put them on paper to exactly try. So that will be interesting to see in another video that we're going to do later on to test accuracy on these. But you can kind of see on this one, you can see just that old Colt roll mark. Like I said, AR-15A3, that prancing pony or Colt. Now this one's a little interesting. This one actually has a Colt DeMaco upper, which if you're not familiar is Colt Canada. Of course, both these rifles have the restricted military law enforcement use only. That's left over from the ban era. Both these rifles have date codes on the barrel dating to July of 2008. So probably once when that department put this order in for these rifles, and they just eventually, you know, the year 2024 got rid of them for something else. So yeah, rather cool. These were made when Colt was Colt, and when Colt had the sole source contract with the M4. So let's go ahead and break this one down. I'll show you. Like I said, I've cleaned this one, and this one's a sound, beautiful rifle. It is very clean. This one also has a really cool rack number right here. See, Z17. And they're kind of dirty when you get them. Like I said, I didn't clean this one. Just to show you guys. You got some dirt there. Got some dirt around the hand guards there. A little bit of sugar rust on the barrel. Nothing that won't clean up. So get that to focus. A little bit of sugar rust, you know, it's nothing crazy, nothing that won't clean up. But I want to break these rifles down, or this rifle down, and show you guys just how clean these guns are on the internally, and just how you're really getting a big bang for your buck when it comes to purchasing these LE trade-in guns. Okay, it's important to note that I have not cleaned this gun whatsoever. I did clean the first one, the real clean one I showed you, but I have not touched this one. This one's completely untouched. I left it that way for video purposes. You can see on our buffer, everything's really clean. I mean, just a little bit of carbon residue, but really clean spring. We can look at our firing pin here. A little bit of carbon probably from maybe being shot, a few rounds for qualification. Like I said, I don't know what this department's policy was that it come from, how many times a year they shot. That's completely up to different departments. We see a retainer clip, not beat up, good shape. Cam pin, and take a finger, just the slightest groove cut right there. That's just ever so slightest my finger's hanging up on. That could even be carbon that's built up. Yeah, it could even be just a little bit of carbon buildup, but you can see our cam pin, good shape. See our bolt tail, a little bit of corrosion there around the tail. We can see not a massive amount of carbon buildup around that. Inside our bolt face, pretty clean. Bolt lugs, all that looks good. I'm sorry about my camera work, guys. My finger's all sliced up, and I'll get into that later, but it looks like I'm flipping the camera off. I'm not, so it makes it a little bit harder to see, but we can see our bolt is C marked, and yeah, it looks pretty good. It's a little dirty. See our carrier. Now, it is important to note that this rifle, this particular one, had an M16 cut carrier. The other one has a half moon cut carrier. So I don't know if this is like a newer bolt, which it does look a little bit newer. It doesn't look like it has really any wear. You can see our staking, that good Colt staking, our C mark. We can see our chrome lining in that carrier. A little dirty, needs to be cleaned up. A little dirty on top. Everything looking good though. And of course our charging handle. See a little bit of wear on the sides where these rifles have been charged, but other than that, not too bad. Get a look at our lower receiver. We can see chamber, not too dirty. Our can, a little bit of carbon buildup in there. Nothing a little shooter's lube can't take care of, which is an excellent lubricant to cut this carbon, or solvent rather. So yeah, not too shabby, guys. Let's go ahead and take these handguards off and show you guys this H-bar barrel underneath here. And it's cool to note too, these are the mil-spec M4 double heat shield handguards that are glued. You can see the glue in all four corners, so that's cool. And we see our date code right here. These were made in July of 2008. And our beefy H-bar barrel. You can see barrel's in really good shape underneath there, just a little bit dirty. Like I said, nothing, a little bit of lubricant and ballast stock can't clean up. So anyway, guys, I just want to show you guys what these look like, what these Colts from Aimsurplus, this batch is looking like. Like I said all the time, Aim's getting different surplus rifles in from all around the country, different police surplus firearms. And so it's all a matter of how the department takes care of their guns. If they take good care of their guns, then they're going to be good, you know, quality firearms, are good shape. You can see our hammer here, I forgot to mention, has a little bit of drag, nothing insane. Their fire control group, all that looking good, and I must say the trigger feels very strong. Magazine catch, all that strong. Magazine release, everything looks good. You can see this kind of on this lower, the anodizing's kind of patinaed rather, and it's kind of turned purplish colored, which is kind of cool. I like that old look, old wear look. So let's go ahead and get this gun together, and I'll tell you guys my final thoughts. I forgot to show you guys earlier how this rifle looked. You can see the wear on the hammer is minimal, and I've done kind of oiled this up, so I'm kind of keeping from touching it, and it wouldn't be fair to kind of really show you what it looked like because I've done cleaned it. But you can see our H buffer looking good, our lower receiver really clean, and one like nick right there where the dust covers hit it. We do see our beautiful Colt staking on both these rifles. That is indicative of old Colt staking, or really just Colt's the only one that does that quality staking. And I also want to show you this half cut carrier on this one, which is rather interesting. I'm not sure why that's on this particular one. I figured it being made in 08 it would have an M16 cut like the other one, but this does have the neutered Colt carrier like you would see in the 80s or early 90s on the band era. So it's interesting to see on this particular one. So I'll get this one back together, I'll give you my final thoughts. So I mentioned earlier in the video about my cut finger, and I kind of have a revenge against pumpkins. Being I sliced my finger on a pumpkin carving accident, and I've got a real evil, freaky pumpkin, elongated pumpkin down there that needs to be destroyed. I've got loaded up 20 rounds, or 10 rounds in each magazine of this Hanson 55 grain 193. And let me know if you guys remember this ammo back in the day. I remember this used to be very popular, Hanson company. You can see 223 M193 ball. And yeah, this is some really good ammo. I've seen some at a gun show recently and picked all of it up because it is really nice ammo. So without further ado, let's go ahead and destroy our evil pumpkin. So I think it's safe to say our pumpkin is no longer a problem. 223 does some crazy things to some evil pumpkins. So yeah, he's not going to be a problem anymore. So if you guys enjoyed that video, please hit the like and subscribe button on the MilsurpMan channel. It really helps me fund projects like we've seen earlier. And I really appreciate you guys liking and subscribing. We hit 57,000 subscribers on the channel. And stay tuned, I have a lot more fun content on the way. Thank you guys, appreciate you, and God bless.